Good morning, Miami. Welcome to another podcast of Wonder Women. I am super excited to introduce you to this wonderful, beautiful lady, Daniella Uribe. She is a designer of these beautiful shoes. I'm in love. She does wonderful things. She helps foundations, and we're going to talk a little bit about fashion and where fashion is going and how she started. Daniela?
Yes, hello
Hello.
everyone.
I
Hi,
finally
thank
we got
you.
this done.
I know, thank you so much for having me. It's
I
been, you've been talking about it and I've been trying to come
I
because I was
know.
so excited for it. So
I've been a
I'm
huge fan
excited
of
we made it
yours.
happen. Oh, thank
As soon as
you.
I saw your shoes on Instagram, these shoes are beautiful and so
Oh,
different.
yes, yes.
And everybody knows they're a Daniela shoe, right?
Yes, yes,
Which is
yes.
what I love, right?
Yes,
So
exactly. That was the idea,
that
so
you
I
did
did
great. You did
it.
great. I love it. So before we start talking about the beautiful shoes, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, so I'm from Colombia. But
Colombia.
I mostly like grew up in the States. I moved when I was 13 and I did high school here, and fashion was like I literally loved it forever since I was very little. When I was little, I played to become a fashion designer. So I've never once
Love
doubted where
that.
I was going.
Was anybody in your family in fashion?
No, nobody. My family has like my mom has like sugarcane businesses, nothing to do with fashion. My dad was in tech, but I just always loved it. I loved it. I sketched since I was little. The
Wow.
first time I ever designed something, I was actually it was for my first communion. So I was like 12 and I made
Wow.
my like I
Your dress?
designed my dress.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, Daniela, that's
So it
beautiful.
was like never a question that I was going to become. So then I went to London College of Fashion,
Wow,
and that's where
that's a big
I
deal.
studied. I did 1 year fashion designing, and then I did 4 years of footwear design and development, and I graduated with honors there at London
It's
College of
crazy.
Fashion.
People don't know that in fashion there's a lot of
Yeah,
parts to it. Like there's a lot of things you could specialize in.
there's a lot of
Textile,
yeah.
clothing, accessories, shoes, children's clothes.
Yeah, costume too,
Yes, it's a lot.
lingerie, like everything. Yeah. And like I picked London because here in the States, some university do have those like paths, but not as defined. So in
Fashion.
London College of Fashion, they literally have 4 years for every
Wow.
specialized side of
Oh, I
fashion.
didn't know
So
that.
jewelry is separate from handbags, handbag is separate from shoes. So you really become an expert in the field that you choose to be in.
That's good to know. Even though my daughter, as you know, she's a fashion designer. I didn't know that there's so much specifics.
Yeah. Yes,
She
yes.
talks to me about it, but I guess we've never gotten into,
Yeah, because
so many
designing a
details.
shoe is so different than designing a piece of clothing. Even the pattern making is different. The technique is different. Like there's so many different ways and things that don't do not match in both
Wow. Wow.
areas.
Well, look at that.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of different types of shoes too, right?
Yeah, yeah. Also, too, within shoes, there's also paths that you take because obviously athletic shoes is like a science. So everything's very different. I personally never thought I would end up in shoes. I thought I was going to do ready to wear,
Hmm.
which is what I mostly designed. Like I said, I did my first communion, my quinceañera's dress. Like I made dresses all along. But when I got to London and I realized that you could do shoes, the first year they pass you like 1 month for
Wow.
each category. And when I was in shoes, I felt in love with it. The complexity, the idea, like I just loved it. So I decided to go with shoes and specifically high heels was what mostly attracted me.
You know, something that's not surprising to me is that you said that you knew, right? I think every young individual that decides to go into this industry, it's something that they know.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
something that calls you because my daughter was like that. So when you said I designed my first, you know, dress, it's not surprising to me because
yeah.
it's something that you know. Like my daughter, when she said, I want to be a fashion designer, I go, well, where did this come from? Like, it's something that's
It's in you,
in
yeah.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a career that you like you are born to do. Like you get the calling to do it. It's
Yeah.
not like yeah, you have to love it.
You
You
have
have
to,
to
and
love
it's
it.
hard work.
It is hard,
It's hard
yes. It's
work. It's a
hard
hard
work.
industry.
It's a very difficult industry. There's a lot of like it's a high barrier of entry. It's very difficult to enter, but like like you said, if you love it, you love it. You
You
figure out a
fight
way.
for it.
Yeah, I knew, like, I practiced when I was graduating. I knew which universities I wanted to apply. I knew which ones I wanted to get into, which I did, and all of them.
Wow.
And then I did my research where was the best place to start, and that's how I ended up in London, and it was a great experience.
And you came back home to Miami.
Well, it took a while. So I was in London. When in London, my first work experience, I did it at Jimmy Choo, which was the best place to start.
I loved you.
I loved it. The team was great. I learned a lot. It was a really great place to be. And then after that, I was in New York and I did for 1 year Diane von Furstenberg. So
Okay.
yeah, I was there for a year, but I did handbags there.
Oh, okay.
I did handbags and a little bit of shoes.
Mm-hmm.
I mostly did handbags because DVF was like my dream brand. I always wanted to go, and I bombarded the brand. So like they didn't have a choice to tell me no. But the shoes were not designed in-house. They were designed by a third party called Caleres. So I was like, it's fine. I'll design whatever you want me to. And they were like, well, handbags, shoes, leather goods, they come hand in hand. So I took it and I loved it. Very different than shoes, but it was actually simpler. Like I did love it. And then they ended up connecting me with their third party shoe like company called
Wow.
Caleres. And I helped them in more of like the cat stuff, and which now it's so much simpler with AI. But I did a little bit there. Then I was at Paul Andrew. So Paul Andrew had his own label at the moment. He was the creative director for Ferragamo Men's,
Wow.
but then he had his own shoe label, and he also had the licenses for Vera Wang and Edie Parker.
Oh, wow.
So we did everything in there, and that was a
That's
great
amazing.
experience too. Yeah, it was
You
cool
got
because it was
experiences
like
from so many different designers. People really don't know that every designer has their way of thinking and doing things.
yeah, completely,
It's completely. There's not a set pattern of how to do things, right?
No, there
Even though you need a
isn't.
pattern, but no,
No, there isn't. They
not how
were
you
all
design.
very different.
Yeah, yeah.
And when you come from like being in a huge like company like DVF or Jimmy Choo, and coming into like Paul Andrew, which is a much smaller company, you learn and you do different things. So it was a great. I
Can we
did
say it's
like
more
having.
couture? They're more couture.
No, Paul Andrew was just his label was starting.
Oh,
Like
got
even though he was, it was like his own private label. So we were only maybe 10 people.
Wow.
So we all did everything.
Wow.
And it was the best place to start because it was the hardest internship I got, but it was the best, where I learned the most.
Especially if you're planning to open your own, right?
Yeah, exactly. I learned. I mean, like their transportation company is mine because I took. I learned from them, and they were in
Isn't that crazy?
Italy, and yeah, you learn that way. And then I was a buyer for a little bit in New York as well. So I was in New York before I came back to Miami.
That's
I was
good.
a buyer intentionally. I wanted to understand a buyer's mind, how they buy, what's an open to buy, what do
What's
they look at, what's selling, things
Yes.
like that. And then finally I decided, okay, that's it. I think I have experience. You never have enough, clearly. But then when I decided to actually start my brand, I moved back to my parents' house, which is in Boca, and I started it there before I came to Miami on my own.
Takes a lot of courage to do that.
Yeah.
You have to believe in yourself a lot.
You have to. And I'm young, and what's the worst that can happen? You go back to a job and
That's one of the things I always tell my kids, fear is no option.
No,
You have to try.
you have to.
And you will fail, but you will also succeed.
Yeah.
But if you don't try, you'll never find out, right?
Like even failing is not failing because
No,
you're learning. Like
you're learning.
I think starting my company has been the best master's degree I could have possibly had.
Believe it.
I would have never learned as much as I've learned even in a master's degree or in a university. I've learned so much more by just doing. So you don't fail, you still learn.
Yeah.
And you pivot and you learn to transition and change and figure out, how to be better.
So
It's not for the weak though.
So let's talk about the shoe.
Okay.
So has always this been your signature?
Yes, so this was my very first design. It's called the Be Yourself shoe. So my shoes, yeah, all the names of the shoes have a meaning and have a purpose. So I have Be Yourself, I have Love Yourself, I have the Empower, which you have over there.
Yes.
I have Entwine, which you have over here. So all the names have a message of empowerment of some sort. Yes.
For you.
And my signature was the Be Yourself because I've always been such a believer in just being who you are and not
Oh,
caring
yeah.
about what people say about you. I've always like stuck out everywhere.
That's beautiful. That's really
So,
beautiful, especially for a woman
yeah.
to have that confidence. It's so
Yeah.
hard, right?
It sounds so simple, but it's so
So
hard.
hard.
I said it on social media the other day, like, what's the why behind everything? And even though shoes is my fashion, the why is I really want women to be confident, to stop having all this, we overthink, what are people going to say? How are we going to come across? Are we too much? Are we very little? Like, just be who you are.
We
Who
never
likes
give
you,
it,
likes you. Who doesn't, doesn't.
we don't give it, ourselves enough grace, as I always say.
Yeah. No,
It's incredible. It's
100%.
it's crazy. We're always, it's never good enough. We always say, well, what can we do different? And sometimes what
And
you've
then we
done
always
is
blame
enough.
ourselves. Always think, was it me? What did I do wrong? When
Right.
something goes wrong, and it's like, no,
No,
sometimes this
it's
just
just,
isn't.
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
the way it is,
Yeah. So that's why my signature is called to be yourself for me. Like when you receive it, you get a little card and it says like that every time you put it on, I hope you remember you just have to be who you are.
Amen. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. I love it. And I know you have many other designs. How do
Yeah.
you go about with your designs?
Well, the
what's your
first
process?
thing that was like the thing that kind of made my brand very known, as you said, people remember my shoes, is the heel.
It's beautiful.
The heel is part of my logo. My logo is actually still the logo that I designed back in university. So for my thesis, I designed my brand. And I did graduate with the best class, the best project,
Wow,
graduating
congratulations.
project. Thank you. So
Congratulations.
the heel it was actually a design between me and my brother. My brother is very creative too, and he is not fully part of the business, but he does work with me a lot. So he has his job, but he works with
He
me.
supports you.
He supports me and he brings creative ideas. He helps a lot in the finance side of things. And with him, he came up with like, you should make your logo into a heel. And I was like, yeah, but I don't want the logo to be so literal because other designers have done it literal. And we brainstormed until we came across with this.
When I saw your shoe and I saw that heel, I thought it was a mark, which if I learned a little bit about designers like Terry Burke,
Yeah.
she just created that for fun. Her logo.
Her logo.
It was because she was an architect, and
Yeah.
look at it now. And the one with the red bottoms.
Yeah,
Same
Louis
thing,
Vuitton.
Louis Vuitton. So when I saw your shoe, I would remember your shoe forever.
Yeah, yeah. So the heel was like the signature. Now we're bringing it in different sizes. It was high. I like high. You
I know
learned
you.
that
I
not
know you
everybody
high.
likes high.
She has a pair that are like this high. I wish
Super
I
high.
could see them
Yeah,
right
we
now.
don't have them here.
No, oh my God. It's
But
so
yeah, I
beautiful.
have many other, and I actually have sneakers too. I have from like sneakers to the highest platforms, and I have mid heels, high heels. But my bread and butter are definitely in the
The
high
heel.
heels section.
So you had a very important moment in Netflix. You want to
Yeah,
share?
yeah, that was fun. Yeah, I was in the Palm Beach, members only Palm Beach Netflix show, which was very cool. One of the stores that I sell the shoes at here, it's in Palm Beach. So the store was part of the show and they were looking at the shoes and they wore them and all of that. So that was really fun. I've had the shoes worn by many celebrities, like many Mindy Kaling, Paris
Wow.
Hilton has had them,
Paris
like
Hilton, I love
Camila
her.
Coelho has had them. Like so many different celebrities have had them and wore them as well. Selling Sunset celebrities have worn them a lot. And this time around, I loved it because it was close to home. So it was
Yeah.
like Palm Beach.
And I saw it. And I
Yeah.
called it right away. I'm like, oh, I saw your shoe. I saw your shoe. I was so happy.
It was close to home and I loved it. It was so nice. And they were featured multiple times throughout the
Yes,
show.
yes.
Even my sneakers showed up there and I was like, oh, I didn't know. And that was really fun. Yeah,
It's
I
a lot of
loved
fun.
it.
It's very important for a designer
Yes,
because
yes. Exposure is everything.
everything for you.
Yes.
I understand that. And having a daughter in fashion designing, it's so important
Yeah.
that you get recognized for your, for what you do.
Yeah.
Even when you work inside a big corporation.
Yeah.
It's part of what keeps you moving forward,
Yeah.
right?
100%. Yeah, you need the exposure, and especially when you're out on your own, you need to,
Yes.
that is so important. But either way, it's important to be recognized. Yeah.
So I know you make your shoes in
Italy, yes. So from the beginning, I knew Italy. Also, because of my work experience, I just had that bond to Italy.
Right.
Both working in Poland or Jimmy Choo, they all developed in Italy. So I knew I wanted the best, and I went for
You
it.
did. And they're beautiful. And I really think they're different. I think it's something that it just talks, it's, talks
Yeah,
by itself. Like you could wear a black dress and wear that shoe, and it is enough. You don't need
you don't
anything
need
else.
anything else. Yes, they're
And
very
that's how I
bright.
see.
Yes.
So I know you have a studio here.
I have a little, yes, I have a showroom and an office in
Okay.
Mana Fashion Services, and I have a lot of shoes there. So you'll have to come see because
Where
there's
is
a
where
lot more.
where is Mana?
It's downtown. Yeah, it's what's going to be the fashion district here in Miami. So they're building it
Yeah.
away.
I
So I have
I
my spot there.
I went to the event at what is it called? Art
Our
Basel.
Basel, yeah.
It was a beautiful event that they did.
Yes, it was really nice. We did a 4-day pop up there. They are really pushing the fashion industry here. So they're always doing this event and it was very successful.
Yes, it was very successful.
Yeah.
And I just recently heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, Miami's going to be considered one of the three most important fashion places in the United States.
It's growing. I mean, they're
Especially in resort wear.
in resort wear and Miami's swimming is around the corner. Resort wear is such a big category here. And Miami's known for having, the like it has Cabana Show, the Miami Swim Week, and all of that is growing. And in general, fashion, the city's really pushing it to become very
I'm
important, just like
excited.
LA, just like New York. So I'm excited
I'm
too. Like the
excited.
street where my office is the whole I kind of saw what they're, what it's going to be in the future. And it's literally going to be like the fashion district in New York, but here in Miami. So
Wow.
that's why I
I'm
sat in
so
my office
excited.
there and I'm like, all right, I'm going to be here early. But yeah, the city's really pushing it. And there's so many events happening here all the time. More luxury brands are coming to do pop-ups. More luxury brands are coming to do shows here. So Chanel did a show like I think it was last year or 2 years ago. So it's
It's
really
coming.
growing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Miami has its own identity when it comes to
Yes.
fashion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Us women here, we're very dress completely different if you go to New York or Los
Yes.
Angeles, or we're just very different. I think
Very.
you maybe correct me if I'm wrong. We love to match. Am I like crazy about it? But I think one of the things we do is that we like match everything. We like our accessories, we like our dresses, we like our shoes,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
like our glasses.
Yeah,
And if you
wait.
give me a crown, I probably wear it too.
Oh yeah, no, crowns will be worn everywhere here. Miami does have a very unique style, a very unique way of dressing. I think it has a lot to do with how much, Latin influence is here. And
Absolutely.
the Latin women, we love to be very overly dressed up all the time. Like I even remember when I was young, my mom would be like, "You don't walk out of here without your makeup."
Yeah,
Like my grandma
exactly.
will do grocery shopping in a full outfit like she's going to a party.
Right.
And I think all that influence, Miami has such a big Latin American influence, has a lot to do with the
Yes.
way that we dress here and how we style ourselves
And
and
I
stuff.
feel like we know a lot about materials too, right?
Yeah.
Like the Cuban community does a lot of, like a lot of
Yeah,
linen.
yeah. The resort, that's why
Yes,
resort wear is
where it comes,
successful.
right?
There's
So
like
yeah,
linen and raffia and so many different materials for
yes,
summer.
yes,
And it's a very unique style for sure.
yes.
Very different.
And now from Central America, I met a woman that she does this crochet, and it's a beautiful crochet now. I think she's from Bolivia.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Oh,
beautiful.
yeah.
So there's new
Yeah.
textiles from Central America and South America that are
Yeah.
coming blown to Miami as well.
Yeah, 100%. I think all that influence makes the Miami style very unique. It's funny because I still switch. I still have the New York and London in me, so I'm like in between. And then
Yeah.
sometimes I fully go Miami style and it's like a mix, but it's good. I think the fashion industry is really going to grow here and it's a great place to be. And it's honestly it's easier to start, I would think. New York, it's a tough place. I love it, and I would
Right.
have
New York is New
never.
York.
New York is New York, and it's never gonna change, and it's just an amazing place. But I'm glad that I was able to start here and like go back and forth.
So tell me a little bit about your company, because I know you're also help other people, and one of the things I love about you is that you have embraced AI, and
Yeah.
you haven't kept a secret.
No.
You have shared which is amazing because it's so important to share
Yeah.
because there's enough for everybody, right?
Yeah.
So can you tell me a little bit how you have embraced AI?
Yeah, I totally did. I think AI is great. I think that AI will help because at the end of the day, my company is 4 years old. So it's still young. It's a young company. And like we were talking, starting a fashion brand is a high investment business. It's very difficult. And AI is going to help us both be more efficient. It's going to help you do more things with less people. People are it's hard when you're a young
Yeah,
designer, you can't be hiring everything out.
no,
And trust me, I spend a lot of money and I made a lot of mistakes. And AI is the thing that will help us be more efficient, more proactive, have better information. And then visually is going to also help with content. And that's where I specialized. I became really good at doing AI content creation and using AI to make my content workflow more effectively just because we're still a young brand. And I do believe that, a beautiful luxury editorial with humans will never change. Like
you're
it's still
right.
going to always remain magic, but we live in a world where content is essential. Content
Absolutely.
is
And you have to
the
be,
most important thing of a
yes, and
brand right now.
you have to be in the
You
eye of
have
the
to be in the eye. There's so much content that you need to be pumping out
absolutely.
all the time as a brand.
Now with
And it's
social
hard to
media,
keep up. Social media is everything.
it's
It's
not like you
really,
open a magazine once a month or once a week. It's
no,
no, now it's all the time.
it's all the time. And so that makes it
Absolutely.
really hard for a young brand or someone that's just starting out to keep up. AI will let you do that. So I fully embraced it. And I'm like, yes, when it comes the moment that I need to do something for a magazine, something big, I will do a human editorial campaign. But if I have to pump up content, I'm going to use AI creatively and I'm going to use it to show the beauty of my shoes. The shoes are the same, everything's the same, my messaging is the same. People know what the brand
That's
stands.
awesome.
But AI will help me keep up with the amount of content that you need to produce to be in the eye of people.
Wow.
So, and also I use it a lot for just systems, the systems that we need automations behind, anything from lead management to everything like that. It just makes it so much easier and it's the future. It's just not going anywhere.
No,
And it's the
embrace it.
truth. So you have to embrace it. And I do. And I do it for my brand and I do it for other brands. And it, like you said, you're loud about it. I get projects of brands that are using AI that don't say it, but they are.
Right.
So the demand is there and there's still very little supply because not everybody has, there's not as many people that have learned to do it in a high quality way.
And you do it very well.
Oh, thank you.
And
I love it. I think it's great. And like I said, is it's open, it's even helped me because it's open opportunities for me to monetize easier and faster in another way and be able to inject it back into my brand.
oh,
So with AI now we can have so many different streams of income. We can do so many different things that will eventually also help you build your dream. So especially for young brands and young designers, I think it's essential. I think now it's easier than ever to start a business. And if only I had started with all the tools we have now, I probably wouldn't have made as many mistakes as I did
I
and
understand
wasted
that.
so much money that I
I
did.
understand that. And I hope the fashion schools is embracing it as well because when you're coming out of school, if you don't know or embrace it,
Yeah,
you're gonna be lost.
you're going to be lost.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
No, everything. I mean, things like, for example, making spec sheets. I mean, I'm sure your daughter knows, the process from idea to production was such a long process. It was like a 6 month process because you have to sketch, then the sketch you have to render, then the renders are cats, and cat was so confusing. And if you were not good at Illustrator and Photoshop, and all of that has been reduced to we can pump collections in a month.
Right.
I can sit down in a couple days, create the sketches, create the line sheets, create the prototypes, create the visuals, the lookbook in literally a fraction of what it used to take. So you can test also as a lot easier. You can
Wow.
before I spend so much money in samples, and you make samples and samples to
Figure it out.
hopefully
Right.
have a buyer come buy them, but you've already invested in making them. You can now say, hey, here are my renders and they look
Wow. I never thought
real.
of that.
They look
Yes.
real. If I showed you some of my renders, you'd never know.
Wow.
And then you can
So you cut up,
prove, yeah, you
right?
cut of
Cut
that.
up.
I can be like, do you like this design? Do you want me to tweak it? Da da da. Before I have to go and pay for a sample
Start
production
right and start all over again,
and start all
basically.
over again, and there's however many months again. So it just it cuts that like process in a fraction of a time.
Wow, I never thought of that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I have to tell Lori, she hasn't shared that part with me. I do know that there's so many parts and so many movable parts. I think one thing that's gonna also change, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think there's gonna be, there's always seasons, right? The
Hmm.
seasons will continue, but within the seasons, there's gonna be different seasons, right?
Yeah.
I think because of moving things so fast, they're gonna have to have more collections within that season
Yeah.
because it's moved so fast, right?
Yeah. It moves so fast, and that's why we have to embrace the tools that we have to be able to keep up. Keeping up is hard, but the moment you stop keeping up, you can be forgotten. Like nowadays, we can be forgotten in a second.
Yes.
So that's why I decided, it's important to do it. And like I said, now I do it for me, and I do it for businesses, for brands, for other people, and it's been fun.
You're
It's a
doing
fun thing to learn.
you're doing amazing.
Thank you so
You're
much.
courageous. Courageous. It takes a lot to
Thank
start your own
you.
brand, be a founder,
Yeah.
come up with your own design, and then to top it off, you're helping other brands, which and embracing the newcomers as well.
Yeah.
You're doing it all, which is admirable because a lot of people like to keep secrets, but you haven't. You have
No, I
shared.
mean, I was there, and like I said, it was so hard that I'm like, it doesn't need to be that hard anymore. And as much as I learn, I can share with other people. It's like I always say, there's never really a competition.
No.
Y-
That's,
uh, There isn't. There's space for all of us. There's really space for all of us.
amen.
So if I've been there and I made my mistakes and I'm able to help somebody else not do that and use the tools, then I've done something good. It's not just about me and my brand and monetizing my own brand. It's about let's all help each other and grow. And I
That's
like to
amazing.
do that.
Where can people get your shoes?
The shoes can be found online. So I
Mhm.
have my online website,
Uh-huh.
which is danielauribe.com. They can be found in stores as well. In Miami, there's multiple. There's South of Fifth. There's one called Ismailova, Ocean Drive, Palm Beach. So, but the easiest one is my website.
Okay.
So danielauribe.com will be, and then our Instagram is Daniela Uribe Official is the shoes Instagram.
Wow. I really have enjoyed this conversation. I love talking about fashion.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
No,
This was so
thank you.
fun.
Thank you for coming. She's such a beautiful lady. When you met my daughter, she was so sweet to her and
Oh,
gave her so much advice.
yeah,
And
whatever
and
she
your dog,
needs.
your puppy was there as well. She has this little beautiful dog.
My
And you
puppy's everything. She's my therapist. She's literally my mental health for
yeah.
real.
And
But I'm glad your daughter's enjoying it. Anything she needs.
no, thank you, Daniela.
And it's
Thank you
good to
so
get
much.
the experience.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
And thank you for being here with me today.
Well, thank
And I
you.
hope I see you around because I know there's
Yes,
a lot of events that we go
a
to.
lot. Yes,
She
we'll be
supports
seeing
a lot of foundations.
a lot of them. Yeah,
Yes,
I do. I love it. I love supporting foundations too.
you're a sweetheart.
Yeah, and I like to not just go to the events. Like I don't know if you've seen, but I actually do. Like I'm with the kids, and
Yes,
I
yes.
started this thing called the Daniela Spa. So in Christmas, I have little girls come and I do their nails, and
Oh,
yeah,
that's
it's really sweet.
beautiful. Oh, I would love to talk about that closer to Christmas. Let's do it.
Yeah, that's with
Yes.
Angels for Humanity. So
Oh,
we'll do it.
Angels for Humanity is doing great things.
Yes. Yeah.
I love them.
Yes.
Thank you
Well,
so
thank
much.
you. Thank you, everyone.
Well, this is another podcast of Wonder Women, and she is such a wonderful lady. I hope you go see her at her store. What
Yes.
is it?
So it's 19 Flagler
Uh-huh.
Street, Suite 1403.
Yeah.
It's my showroom.
Her
You
showroom.
can book, or you can book on Instagram. DM me and yeah.
And you can see her whole collection. And if not, go on Instagram and see her beautiful shoes and the way she talks on Instagram, helping everybody about fashion designing, AI. She embraces everybody regarding it, and to not be fearful of it and to
Yes,
embrace
yes,
it.
yes, yes.
So thank you guys for being with me here today. Like I end every show, keep on dreaming because dreams do come true.
Yeah.
She's a prime example of it. Fear did not stop her, and keep hope alive because without hope, our dreams cannot come true. So have a
Yes.
blessed day, guys. Thank you.